packaged suite of software. What are some of the other maintenance costs that would be needed to handle that type of product? Everything from marketing or R&D and so on and so forth.
The maximum payment parts are four parts. So you can sell license, and you can sell the maintenance to maintain this license. So this is typically representing the cost of R&D, which gives the access of updates, probably for free updates to your customer. Okay. So, but if it comes to specific customization to the product, you will have to have that kind of consulting service, including the development, which is representing part number 3. I very often saw that it's like you have the need for an additional payment system after 3 years, and this needs to be integrated, and this is then represented by this kind of cost. And here it comes back to what I mentioned with, for example, API technology behind, that you then have really a very, very close to plug-and-play possibility to make things work and have less cost on this part number 3. And based on what you have to do here, you have then again a kind of a maintenance, which is often called service, for maintaining the interfaces of that specific development part, which I mentioned in 3. And these 4 are representing the initial or recurring costs for software and service business. So the switch, which is currently taking place, is taking place on part 1 and 2. No license cost, no initial license cost anymore. And of course, based on that, also no maintenance cost anymore. But a software and a service fee, most of the times recurring on monthly fees, which can be fixed. But some also are offering now that this is being based on the revenue which is being produced with the software. Yeah, I think this is very complex to calculate this, to be profitable for both, for the user as well as for the software provider. But this could be an option to have a good business model based on that.
So typically, where do you think the SG&A costs would lie, like as an overall percentage?
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
Typically, do you have a experience or understanding on what the SG&A cost would be as a percentage of revenue?
It's a very small number in percentage. So the retailers which I was working with, they had IT costs in total about 1.6 to 1.7% of revenue of retail. But this is including all of the services, all of the infrastructure, all of the own personnel, all of the hardware, of course. Yeah. So the SG&A out of that is probably about 0.2, 0.3%. I would guess, but I'm guessing now. I have no
right.
evidence of what I'm guessing. Okay.
Yeah, and I just want to. You're referring more to. Are you referring to the customer themselves, or are you referring to the software application provider?
No, I'm referring to the retailer.
Okay.
So the total IT spending for the retailer is about 1.7% of the total annual revenue. And I would guess out of this 1.7, 0.2 is about what you are looking for. But as I said, this is pure guessing.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, that's noted and understood.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as the SG&A costs and actually providing the software, is that fairly low as well, you think?
Yeah, it is fairly low, definitely, yes. So if you take a look at the license cost per workplace by today, like if you take a look at the SAP price list, which is public, then they will ask you about 2,100